Welcome to Make an Impact Monday. I'm Lori Joy, the host of today's live and the person who runs this particular group. I am here to help you, any online course creators or network marketers, be successful and have 5-figure launches using 5-day boot. So if you're here live with me, say hello. I'd love to see you and see your comments. Remember, I am here live for you for coaching. So if you're here live, say hello. Let me know with an emoji or a GIF how you're doing this morning, right? How you're doing this morning. I love GIFs. So if you can drop one in the comments, they're always fun for me. I love them. All right. So if you are new to this particular group, this is what happens every Monday at noon Eastern. I come live and we talk about making an impact, because that's really what we want to be doing with our business, is making an impact. That's very near and dear to my heart and my value system. And so today we're actually going to talk about the one thing you need to master in your business. So again, if you're live, say hello. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. And let me know how you're feeling today with your favorite emoji or GIF. Now, what happens every week while I'm here is I want to share something with you that you can immediately go out and change in your business right away. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what is this one thing that we need to master in our business? And I want to tell you, by delivering value, by sharing your products or your programs to more people, this is the thing that we need to master. And I put a funny GIF inside the event today to see if you could actually guess what I was going to talk about. And it was like a little Jerry Maguire GIF. And of course, Linda Nelson, if you're here, she was like, the first thing I thought of is show me the money. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, is sales and how to get better at it. Okay, so I want to take you back to the day where I made my very first pitch to a group of women online and made my very first sale. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, I'm sure you also remember the very first sale that you made online. Tell me in the comments if you remember the day or where you were or even who it was that took you up on your very first online sale, right? It's a beautiful experience. And you'll remember this because it's exhilarating, right? And you have this immense boost of confidence, not only in yourself, but what you have created and put forth for the people that you were selling it to. I remember the first time I did it, ladies. It wasn't fancy. It was not strategic. And I'll tell you, it was half-assed. I was not using my full ass in this pitch. But I was so excited about how I could help the ladies that were attending my very first challenge some 10 years ago. And I know that they could feel it. I know that they could feel it. It was palpable. And I wanted to share it. And they wanted to learn it. And I had some 17 women come into a 6-week course, and my entire online journey started right there. It was incredible. And when I look back, it was so damn exciting. And so the one thing we need to master in our business is sales. Getting to know your customers, starting to speak their language, deliver value, have belief in your product if you're a network marketer, or your program, right? And also I want to talk about empathy and being empathetic, because you are going to really solve the problem that someone is having. And at the beginning of our businesses, tell me if this is you. Tell me how many of you struggle with either the knowledge of your products, right? Especially network marketers, because when you're new, there's so many products, in some of your companies, that it's hard to get to know all of them and the ins and outs and blah, blah, blah. Or you think sometimes your program could be meatier, right? Maybe you're thinking, okay, what is going to make this program so amazing, right? Or who will buy this from me? Who will buy this? Or even who will buy this from me? All right, I can't see any of your comments, ladies, so I'm sorry. If you're commenting, I will catch up in the replay. So if you're here watching replay, just hashtag replay. Chances you're thinking about the person who came in, right? I want you to think about the person who came in not knowing anything about what you're teaching or very little, right? Because we are sometimes 10 steps, 50 steps, 100 steps ahead of the person who we're calling out. Most of the times, our ideal client is someone who is struggling with something we were some time ago. We have somehow come out the other end, and now we have either the product that has, saved us, transformed us, or the program created around the very life or business kind of transformation that we have, right? So when you're thinking about selling, sometimes we think, is my program enough? Do I have enough meat in my program? Do I have enough knowledge about my products? And really, I want you to kind of give yourself a break and think about, the people coming in, they're very new to your concept. They're very new to what you're teaching, and you're giving them that new knowledge. And now they know more and they see the strategy or the transformation by either using your products or being inside your program. And hopefully that makes sense. So if you don't have full mastery on what you're teaching, but you have gone through the process and come out the other side, or if you've taken the products and experienced a transformation, ladies, it's time to share this with the world. So many of you will sit in fear or, thought or dread or guilt and experience and think, I cannot share what I know because it's not perfect or it's not amazing. And I don't know exactly how to teach everything. Blah, 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 blah. Insert many other thoughts that we have as a brand new entrepreneur coming into a space and then trying to make a sale. But keep in mind, ladies, that you can teach where you are at and then build the plane while you fly it. So selling scares a lot of us. So in the comments, you can let me know, does selling, and let's be honest, because no one's sharing this outside of this group, does selling scare you a little bit? Does selling scare you a little bit? Do you get nervous, sweaty palms, dry mouth, stumble over your words, right? Sometimes we're so good at teaching our content, but when it comes to actually asking for the sale, this is where, if you're doing a live pitch, this is where we see a big difference sometimes from the content you're teaching. And when you switch to the pitch, you can tell sometimes in someone's demeanor or in the way they're speaking or, whatever that may be. So a lot of times we fear sales because we fear of being judged or we fear of being rejected, right? But it's when those things happen to us in our business, ladies, that it makes us better at what we are doing, which is essentially serving. And that the more no's that you hear when you're making that offer, when you're pitching your sale, the better you will become at selling. Because not everyone is perfect at selling, and myself included. I work on my sales pitch all the time. And I remember when I first started my business and people would unsubscribe from my email list. I know this isn't sales, but I'm just talking about the emotions here. And I look back and I laugh at it now, but it was really hard for me to take at the beginning. At the beginning, it was really hard. I was like, oh, what did I do? What did I say? What did I do wrong? And now when I see people do that, I think, okay, they came, they saw, they didn't vibe with what I've got going on, and they've gone to find someone who they do vibe with, and I truly applaud them for doing that. I truly do. Because in business, especially online, when you have keyboard warriors, we cannot take this personally. So if you make a pitch and no one buys, that is exceptional data. Right? That's exceptional data. Like if you have someone come in to say your weekly lives or your launch, we do boot camps here, and you have people come in and they come in and they engage and they watch and they keep watching and then they don't buy. That's beautiful data for you, because you can start to see where the disconnect lies and then go in and fix it. because there will be people who will not buy, and that's okay. And that's okay, right? That's okay. So what happens is another part of sales is that I want you to think about just doing it, just serving, just thinking around empathy and how you can serve other people. And then I want you to think about sales being a performance. So when I teach, because I'm a university professor by trade, so when I teach here at the university in my hometown, and I'm teaching adults who want to become a teacher, I explain to them, right? Being at the front of the room every day in front of kids is like a juggling act. It's a performance, right? Because there are so many things that you have to remember when you are teaching young children. You just don't go up to the front of the room and think, what am I doing today? There are so many facets to teaching, and there's so many facets to selling, right? And I don't need to go into like all the things that we have to do, like when we're standing in front and we're teaching people. That's what I do inside of my program. But what you have to do is be cognizant that what you are essentially doing is performing. You're putting on a performance. And there are so many facets to it. There are so many facets. And do you have a strategy for that performance? So if you've ever been part of a performance, okay, so I've been in drama all my life. I taught drama for 23 years. It takes a lot of practice to get it right. It takes the studying of your lines. It takes your placement on the stage, the timing you have with other characters on the stage, the timing of the reaction with a live audience, and so on and so on and so on. And so we want to think about our sales or our pitch or our offer like a performance. And a lot of us come into entrepreneurship and we think, okay, yeah, I'm just going to say whatever I need to say and tell people all about my offer, and they're just going to jump right in, and I'm going to have a 5K launch, 10K launch, 100K launch, and that's not how it works. But that's okay. Right? Because when it comes to sales, we want to be thinking about, doing that performance and doing it well. We want to stand in our confidence and say, this is what I am offering, and I know that I can take you to where you want to go faster, right? With the help, with the accountability, with the mentorship, all of these things. And we want to stand in that power and say, I can help you because I've been there and I've figured it out. And I can take you there. That's what entrepreneurship is. Find someone who has something that you want and go and learn it from them. That's what we do. So I want you to think about it as a performance, but I also want I want to go back to the empathy part and how we can relate to and help solve a problem that a fellow female entrepreneur has, or a fellow stressed out mom has, or a fellow woman who lacks confidence has, or a fellow woman who needs the energy boost with our products. Whomever our ideal client should be, I want us to start to lead our sales with heart and empathy and understanding. And I really do feel that when you start to, right, come across with that heart and that empathy and that understanding, that your fear of judgment, your fear of rejection around sales will start to dissipate. And not to say it's going to go away right away, like, let's be real, but it will dissipate. Because you know exactly where they are in their pain and where they are going, because you've come out the other side of that particular circumstance. And it connects you to them. So I know what it's like to not make any money in my business. I know what it's like to put post after post after post after post on social media and not get any, not even likes, but reactions, or especially ROI. I know what it's like to do all the things and have squirrel syndrome. I know that. But I also know that when I clued into boot camps, when I refined my strategy, I had been using boot camps for years. And when I took them out of the inside of my business and I put them in front of, so I could attract my ideal client and have that lead generation system, I know how to get 5K launches on repeat. And if that's something you're looking for, then you're looking to me to teach you how to do it. And that's amazing. If I can help you in your business have 5K launches, do you know how lit up I become? It's unbelievable. And when we start to swap ourselves out of this selling mix and start to think about the people that we're serving and what exactly it is that we can teach them, do you know how powerful it is when I can teach you to do how to do a 5K launch for the rest of your time in business? Do you know how powerful that is to learn the strategy behind that piece in your business? To just do the one thing over and over and over again and become amazing at it. And that's what I dive into. You'll see on the cover photo of this group on July 12th. I'm going to teach you using this particular sheet, this blueprint, how to plan out your own 5-day boot camp so that you can have 5K launches on repeat. And that lights me up. So when we are selling or when we are making an offer and we're doing that performance, because you are literally showing your clients what you have and that you can essentially solve their problem. Because here's how I know how to help you, because I have X, Y, and Z. And I also want you, keeping in this performance-based, realm of thinking, I want you to think about going into your sales prepared. So we're no longer, like winging it, ladies. It ain't no thing like a chicken wing here. We're no longer winging it. So a new teacher, I would never advise a new teacher to go into a classroom unprepared. That is chaos. You're asking for like pure chaos to unfold. And we would never show up and run, say, our boot camp unprepared. We would never get on a sales call unprepared. And the same thing goes when you're selling, because you want to show that you're the expert. You have what it takes to take them from A to B, from their pain point to where they eventually want to go, that you have gone on that journey either in your life or in your business or with your products, and you can show them a clear, concise, non-confusing way to help them. And that's why boot camps tying in with sales is so absolutely powerful. Okay, so think about sports. Who are my sports players here? I'm sorry, I still can't see your comments. I don't know what's going on today. But if you are and have been involved in sports, tell me what sports that you played in the past or when you were younger, or maybe you're still involved with them now. So when I played sports in my day, I did track, I did tennis, I did volleyball, and I did basketball. And in order for me to get offers to both play university basketball and university volleyball, so I got offered to play both on both those teams, I had to practice. I had to play a lot. I had to play with people who were better skilled than I was. On the weekends, I would go and practice with the university team while I was still in high school. I had to have discipline, right? Where other kids were off doing things on the weekend, I was in a gym playing volleyball. I had to make mistakes. I had to have epic wins and major losses. I had to have drive. And when we think about sales and selling, I wonder how many of us look at this in these ways. Selling is serving, we've all heard that, but it's also being empathetic and understanding and showing up as the best version of ourselves in order to help and assist others in their plight. So we come into the entrepreneurial realm and we think we're going to be amazing at sales when perhaps we've never sold anything before. And then we think we're going to come to the sales call, the pitch, and all be incredible at it and make every sale at every offer. And we really have to take the pressure off ourselves. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. And again, it's okay. So I will often say to my Launch It Live Academy ladies that we are constantly growing into the woman and biz owner who can hold space for that 5-figure launch. It's all about learning and growing and changing lives and making sales and money. Isn't being an entrepreneur, right, the best life ever? So when you're making sales, try to take the focus off of you and start to focus on the people who are out there needing your help. Shift that energy, shift your focus. Don't come from a, I need these sales. Come from a, I'm so excited to see who I get to help. That kind of mentality, and people will start to show up. And another thing I want to really touch on here, ladies, is are you really ready to sell? Do you really want what comes after the pitch? And this is what you might think, Lori, why are you asking that? Of course we do. We're in business to make sales and then, serve our people. But the reason I ask this is because I have heard women say that they like to do the promo but dread the work that comes after it. And then in doing so, they kind of self-sabotage their sales. So is this you? And if it is, then you really have to watch this because you will get exactly what you're asking for. So if you're putting out the energy and stating, I want to be busy in my business, but I don't really want to support and be there every day to take my people on their journey, chances are you're not going to get it. And I'm not saying that that's you, and I'm not saying that's all of you, but that is something that I have heard. And it was a real aha moment for me because I was like, wow, I never thought of that. So start to focus on what you can give to others as opposed to what you can get out of this. And you will see a shift in your energy, and you will see a shift in your business. We're going to switch from income to impact. And I know a lot of us are driven by the income, especially if, our entrepreneurial job, our gig, our journey is all about, surviving because we have to make that income. But try to include, because I know that we want to know our numbers and we want to know how many we need to pitch to or make our offer to in order to hit these goals. But let's think about the impact in here. That's why I love to call these Mondays trainings Monday Make an Impact Mondays. Because that's really what we're doing here as an entrepreneur, is making an impact. So perhaps when you're thinking of a launch or your course, or here we do boot camps, because I love the simplicity and the repeatable facet of it. So instead of thinking all about the money, and I know we have to because we're in business, but can you think in terms of the lives that you're going to change? So if you know that you want to make this much amount of money, how many lives do you have to impact in order to get there? And start to focus on the people who are coming in and be grateful for them, right? And truly, if you feel that way, you should be pumped and be out there making offers and selling on repeat, because no one wants to buy from someone who is just out there to get their money. And it's very apparent when people are trying to do that. I'm sure we've all been in front of someone who has tried to do just that. And that's where sales gets its sliminess, right? Making up words here. But when we're here to serve, I'm here serving you every Monday at noon. No matter if you buy my offer, you say yes to my offer, you say no to my offer, I'm here to serve you until maybe perhaps you're ready, or maybe perhaps you'll never be ready, but it doesn't matter. I'm still here every Monday at noon with my teachings and my trainings in order to serve you all. And I want you to think about that as part of your sales as well. Are you nurturing your people until they're ready to perhaps make that sale and say hello to you, right? One last thing I want you to know that is super powerful, and that's why I save it to the end. So I want you to think about your sales and what you're doing and the impact you're having. But can you start, ladies, to share a story around your product? Can you start to share a story around your program? How did this program come to be? How did you decide to start to sell this? Can you tell other people's stories as well? Can you become a good storyteller? Because if you can become a good storyteller, you can become a good seller. Remember, selling is a performance. And keep in mind, you have to have a few takes at it. You have to give it a few times to get it right. So be kind to yourself when you're in the mix and you're just starting out. Look at that, that offer that you're making and think about, am I being empathetic? Am I showing my expertise? Am I telling a story, right? Am I thinking about impact? Put all of that together inside of your sales. And that's why boot camps are so clutch. Because in 5 days, we get to offer extreme value to our people who don't know us. They just met us. And then we can form a connection with them over those 5 days. And then you can invite them into your network marketing business or your program. And there's nothing sneaky and there's nothing slimy about it because you just offered them extreme value. And now you can feel great about inviting those clients into your business because you have that momentum going again in their life or in their business, and they want and need and can afford your help. And so you offer it to them. Okay, can you imagine how many times has this happened to you, ladies? You can let me know in the comments. How many times have you been like just out and about, and someone has come up to you and say, I love your handbag, I love your shoes, I love your dress, I love the color of that lipstick. Where did you get that from? Okay, so tell me in the comments how many of you have had that experience. I have had that experience several times where someone has come up to me and asked me about shoes, anything like that. Now, could you imagine someone says to you, I love your shoes. Where did you get them? And you're like, yeah, sorry, I can't tell you. And you'd be thinking, like, WTF, what is going on here? Why can't they give me more information of what I really need and I want? And that's the same thing. You think about this. If you do a 5-day boot camp and you give extreme value to those people, so we're not fluff, we're not, just putting things out there airy-fairy. We're actually taking them on a mini win. And then those people say, I love this. I need more of it. This is going to change the face of my business. And you go, yeah, sorry, no. And that's what some of us are doing when you have all of these beautiful posts and blogs and content that you're sharing. What's happening is you're putting it out there, and then you're not making the offer because you feel bad about it. You feel weird about it. And what you really have to start to do is think, they need my help and I'm the one to help them. And by all means, come in here. Come into my program, come into my network marketing business. Let's be real. Let's have human connection, and let's invite those people to keep going with us. And that's what a boot camp is all about. So if you are not registered for the boot camp, for me to show you how to plan out your entire 5-day boot camp with my help for your particular business, you want to go up to the cover photo in this group and you want to click on the button and you want to sign up. So if you're new to the group, you're already signed up and you're ready to go. But if you've been here for a while and you want to get all of the goodies and get the reminders and get the inside scoop and get the blueprint, then you want to make sure that you're signed up. So let's do a little quick recap here. One thing we want to know about our business and mastering this in our business is sales. So I want you to think about being empathetic to people and their plight and how your business can really help them. We talked about that. We talked about how sales is a performance. And the more offers you make, the easier it will become. And think of it as serving is helping, right? The third thing we talked about is to take the focus off of yourself and put it on the people that you can serve, right? Because if you truly know that you have a product or a program that can help others, there's no reason why you shouldn't be selling that, right? And feeling really good about it. And the last thing we want to do is use the live 5-day bootcamp model to build trust in our audience and then invite your ideal client to get to where they ultimately want to be, right? So this is how exciting sales are and how we can kind of switch our thoughts around sales and make them plentiful for us, and then a win-win for our clients. So I'm so excited that you ladies were here. Sorry that I couldn't see your comments. I promise to go back in and respond to each and every one of them. If you haven't signed up for the free 5-day training, you want to do that in the cover photo. There's a beautiful like button. You can click on it and get all signed up and get ready to go for notifications. Be able to win prizes. I love giving away prizes. We'll have some sweet swag, and literally, this 5 hours of training that I do over 5 days will change the face of your business. And I don't say that facetiously. I don't say that, I won't go into what I usually say to my ladies, but it will change the face of your business because it's a beautiful, repeatable lead generation system that can change the face of your business. And I cannot wait to share it with you. So thank you for being here for Make an Impact Monday. I look forward to seeing you next Monday at noon Eastern, and even more excited to see you on July 12th to the 16th for the live training on how to build your own bootcamp. Big love and hugs. We'll see you later.